So next we're going to jump over, we're going to grab the duck breasts. And so here we have, this is a duck breast. We've scored it. This allows us to kind of render out as much of the fat as we can, because really a great duck breast is with that crispy skin.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think people would actually be surprised how easy it is to cook a duck breast. I feel like that's one of those things where everyone's like, oh, I've never cooked duck, I'm not going to do it.
It's very intimidating.
So I think this will be kind of nice for everyone to see actually how easy it is.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
So a little salt. I do a little generous because we're going to lose a lot of that salt as the fat kind of renders out. So I'm going to come right over and drop these right in a pan.
This is a cold pan.
It is a cold pan, and that's actually what you want for duck, because it allows you to render more of the fat out. All right, so I'm just going to drop these guys right in.
Now, what made you pick duck for a healthy protein?
Well, I think when you look at all of this dish together, most of the fat from the duck breast itself is going to render out.
Right.
And then the rest of it is almost fat-free, which is really great.
It's a lean meat. Okay.
So it's kind of one of the things that I think people usually, when chefs prepare it, also they do it in such a rich way. And this is a nice contrast because it is so light.
Right,
and
for
you're
sure.
just really letting those flavors kind of speak for themselves. Let's take a look at our ducks here. And
They really release so much fat.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
now, one of the things that you can kind of see here, see how it's really caramelizing on this side and not so much here. So every stove has hot spots. So one of the things that we want to do is I'm going to kind of rotate them around to make sure they cook really evenly.
Okay.
I think we're kind of going pretty good on temperature, so I'm just going to turn it down just a touch.
Okay.
We're going to start our garnish over here, so I'm just going to get some oil in. These are some shiitake mushrooms.
Beautiful.
And we're going to start those off first in here. And I think from our water in the pan, we know it's hot. And so as those are kind of sauteing, we're just going to let them go. We'll toss them a little bit as they cook. We're going to caramelize those up. And I'm going to pour some of this fat off from the duck.
That's incredible how much fat it's released.
Yes. Now, I have a pan in the sink for people at home. You should never pour fat down your sink.
And you would also really want to save this fat for another
You
use,
can use,
right?
you can definitely, duck fat comes in handy for almost anything. So now we're looking, we're getting really beautiful.
Nice.
So you notice I haven't really done that much. The duck's kind of cooking itself, which is pretty cool.
And you're still keeping it on a fairly
low flame. I turn it up a little bit just for time.
Wow, look at the color that these mushrooms picked up.
Yeah,
That's
it's great.
Okay, and I'm just going to finish our garnish over here. I'm going to give this a toss. I'll pull it over here.
Oh, it looks like mushroom
They're getting
candy.
there. So here I have some cipollinis.
Nice. Why cipollinis?
So it's kind of a nice when you're looking for that onion flavor.
Right.
But it's a little sweeter and it's not too pungent.
Okay.
So a little bit more of a mild onion. So now I have some baby carrots.
They're beautiful.
A little baby roasted beets that have been peeled. And I'm just going to give this a toss.
So much earthiness happening here with the mushrooms and the beets.
A little bit of salt there. You can feel how crispy that is.
Nice.
All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to season this underside here and flip it over.
Nice.
All right. So usually what I do is I kind of rotate them around to make sure that you get all the sides. All right.
And you still leave it medium in the
So
middle?
we're gonna shoot for medium rare. I think the one we're gonna go a little bit further to medium.
Okay.
But kind of the neat thing here, and this pan's a little bit thin, so I'm gonna let it go. If we were doing this in a cast iron or something that was a little bit heavier, one of the things that you could do is I flip it over and I just kill the heat and I let it rest in the pan because the pan has enough heat still to it. It retains enough heat that it's just going to cook through. So I think now we've got a little bit of the sear. I look for just a touch of color. All right.
Yep.
And now what I'm going to do is just turn it off and we'll let it ride in the pan. All right. So I'm just going to remove the duck from the pan here and we'll slice that when it comes time. One of the things that I'll do, I have a little baby bok choy.
Oh, wow.
I'm just going to drop this guy down at the bottom. And
I've never seen baby bok choy before.
no?
It's tasty.
Yeah, one of our local farms has really been. So I have to say, they're looking pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah.
Nice job.
For my first shot? Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys really are spoiled with the local farms up here in the Lehigh Valley too.
It is
Such good stuff.
We are so fortunate.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and toss a little bit of this right into here. And next I just kind of spoon some of this right in.
I love how the beets turn the carrots almost like a neon color. It's so cool.
Really, really neat.
Smells great too.
Smell
It does, doesn't it?
And smell those shiitakes. All right. So next,
Get out
I'm
of the way
just
for
going to
this.
strain. Yep, you want to be careful here.
So it really is a quick stock.
It is very quick.
And look at that color. It's unreal. Looks like Kool-Aid. But way healthier.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely tastier.
All right. So I'm just going to come right in here
Wow.
and spoon this out. All right, as you go ahead and garnish just a little bit on top of each of the yaki, I'm
Okay.
going to come over and I'm going to slice our duck. So I always go skin side down,
Just gonna ask about that.
and you can hear the crunch, and that helps you get right through.
Oh wow. It's like a crackling.
Yes.
It really didn't take too much time either.
No, I mean, again, it's pretty easy.
You've convinced me.
Right. All right, so I'm going to come right over here,
Nicely done.
and I usually put one piece down, and then kind of as the stage to hold the rest up. And we're just going to fan that right out.
This is lovely.
And then if we want, we can add a little bit. This is some micro radish that we can kind of garnish with, and I have a little bit of dill plushes here.
Plushes.
Yes, that we can kind
That's a
of
great word.
Yeah.
pick. And now you're left with a very healthy, beautiful,
Stunning.
light
Yeah.
dish.